Zone, the antisocial podcast, the show where we unpack society, one awkward interaction at a time. Before we get into toddlers, preschool chaos, and surviving as a same-sex family, let's talk about something that makes life way more uncomfortable. People who stare. You know the ones. You're at a supermarket, minding your own business, maybe grabbing some tea and biscuits, scrolling through your phone, and suddenly you feel it. That awkward, intense stare that makes you wonder, do they want my number? Or are they just trying to figure out if I'm a man or a woman? No? Just me? Anyways, the worst part, you can never tell if it's actually aimed at you, or if they're just staring. And of course your brain immediately goes into overdrive. Did I have something on my jumper? Did I spill tea down myself and not notice? Did my aura offend someone? Sometimes it's subtle. You catch it out the corner of your eye, glance back to check, and now they know you noticed. Congratulations, you've just triggered maximum awkwardness. No escape, no warning, just pure panic. Other times it's blatant. Someone locks eyes with you across the room like they're trying to read the next chapter of your life story. And of course, you can't just ask, "Excuse me, are you staring at me?" That would be aggressive. Pretending not to notice doesn't help either. Your brain is still screaming, "They're definitely staring at me, they're definitely judging me." And then the kicker. Sometimes, after you walked away, you realise they weren't even looking at you. Maybe they were just zoning out, staring at a wall, or thinking about Tesco club card points. But for those few minutes, you were the unwritten star of a very paranoid show. Now, here's the link between that and being a same-sex parent of a toddler. Both scenarios make you hyper-aware, paranoid, and ridiculously good at pretending everything is fine when it clearly is not. And both remind you that life is exhausting enough without catering to everyone else's weird expectations. Which brings us neatly to our next topic. Surviving as a same-sex family with a 3-year-old. Because if you thought dodging stares was stressful, try doing it in public while your toddler loudly insists on calling you both mum, and everyone around you just freezes, unsure whether to smile or awkwardly look away. Here's the thing about being in a same-sex relationship with a toddler. People act like you've just reinvented the wheel. Oh wow, that's so modern. Yeah, Sharon, it's not futuristic, it's mostly snacks, tears and arguments over who forgot the wipes. Then there's always the classic question. So how does that work? How does what work exactly? The love, the logistics, the concept of never getting a full night's sleep? We get asked a lot about roles. Who's the mum and who's the dad? Truth is, neither. We're both the one bribing a toddler with raisins, negotiating screen time, like UN diplomats, and pretending we totally know what we're doing, while the world quietly judges us. We're not modern, we're just tired. The gay agenda these days is mostly 1. Get through breakfast, 2. Keep the small human alive, and 3. Maybe shower. But do you want to know the real struggles? Paperwork. Every form. Mother or father. That's it. So we cross both of them out and write Parent 1, the one who cries quietly in Tesco, and Parent 2, currently powered by tea. Someone at preschool once rang to ask, which one of you is the main parent? I said, whoever managed to get him into shoes this morning. And then there's the holiday headache, Mother's Day and Father's Day. Every school suddenly acts like they've been handed a live bomb. Do we give them both mum cards? Do we make it a separate day? Do we call it Family Appreciation Day? Just let the kids make a glittery mess and eat biscuits. Equality achieved. And then you've got the playground politics. Ah yes, the playground. A lovely mix of cold benches, passive-aggressive small talk, and judgmental glances. You're just there pushing your toddler on the swing and you can feel the stare. That long, nosy, middle-class curiosity. You can see it in their eyes. Which one of you is the real mum? And kids are fine. Kids just ask questions. Like, why do you have 2 mums? You start to explain and the other parent looks horrified, like you're about to perform an over-the-top dance to Born This Way, right there in the sandpit. Every now and then, you'll spot another same-sex family at the park. You exchange a silent nod, not friendship, just a mutual emotional exhaustion. And now let's move on to doctor's appointments. Nothing tests your patients like a GP surgery form. Still, mother or father. So we scribble it out again and write parent 1, the one who cries quietly in Tesco, and parent 2, currently powered by caffeine. Receptionist leans in like it's confidential. Which one of you is the mum? Yes, Karen, both of us are the mums. We didn't just magically have a baby. There was IVF, lots of needles, and a small miracle involved. Then you get the health visitor asking, so which one of you is the biological mum? The one who looks more tired. Next question. Once we had a doctor ask, who was the mum? We said both. He paused and said, well, that's a first. Honestly, love may be legal now, but the admin is still living in 1972. Then let's go back to staring. Public staring. Every outing with a toddler is an adventure. Every outing as a same-sex couple with a toddler is a live performance. People stare like we've wandered out of a BBC documentary called Queer Parents in the Wild. Look, Tim, 2 of them, and a small one. Incredible. Waiters still ask if we'd like a separate bill. No, James, we share rent, laundry, and panic over bedtime. One bill's fine. And my absolute favourite, your son. He's so normal. Oh, good. I was worried he was going to start quoting Elton John and redesigning the living room. Now, I don't know about anyone else, but you get unsolicited advice. Nothing attracts strangers like unsolicited parenting advice. Kids need a mum and a dad. Sure, and adults need hobbies. Don't you think he'll get confused? Only when adults stop asking stupid questions. People assume our house is full of glitter and musical theatre. Spoiler, it's mostly porridge, laundry and Paw Patrol. And yes, he has male influences. He's free. He's obsessed with tractors. Masculinity sorted. Here's the truth. Our family isn't a political statement. We're not activists. We're just knackered parents with a small human who eats raisins off the floor. The most radical thing about being in a same-sex family, how utterly normal it is. The tantrums, the bedtime battles, and the endless snacks. All the same chaos, just with a slightly better playlist. Our son doesn't care about social norms, he cares if you've got crisps. And honestly, same. Sometimes the loudest thing we can do is exist, happily, exhausted, queerly, and with as little small talk as humanly possible. And that's today's episode of Leave Me Alone, the antisocial podcast. Remember, love is love, toddlers are chaos, and awkward questions are best answered with a blank stare and a sip of tea. If you've got any of your own stories, maybe a preschool teacher asked who the real mum is, or your toddler called you both mummy number 1, head to my link tree and send it in. I might read it on the next episode. Until then, stay weird, stay antisocial, and for the love of all things peaceful, leave people alone.